Today we have an amazing person, my friend Nitya Rangarajan here, an author, a motivator speaker, and one of the best persons I've ever known, and that is Nitya.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much, Uma, for this opportunity.
Our earlier generations have actually they had lot of self-esteem. It's somewhere in between here in the modern education that we have lost self-esteem of women. Because when I think of my grandmother or my mother, they had a strong, like they were totally centered, like their life was centered. They knew what is right, they knew what kind of decisions they make, and they owned those decisions and they knew what they are entitled to. But somewhere after that, I think in the 80s, it started happening that we were displaced. I think in the feminist, the whole chaos, somewhere it was totally displaced, and the self-esteem totally eroded. So what happened in the new movement? We lost the old one, the old rights, the old understanding, the old wisdom, and we didn't have the new one. And I think now with this coming generation, with your program, with everything, the youth generation will have more realization and will have no more awareness and more wisdom how to live a more centered life. That earlier our grandmothers could do naturally. They didn't have that kind of education, but they had that kind of sense of feeling or sense of belonging. This is my family. So they were the patriarchs. So men have entered the household. Whereas women are displaced from the household, they've not entered the workplace fully. So that erosion has happened. And I think that is from where the pain of the young mothers or the mothers come, that they don't know, they're like lost. They cannot find themselves. So I think your program,
Yeah,
this coaching that you're doing is really helping them to find themselves finally and get motivated so that they can create that awareness within their life, that self-esteem that you're talking about, that, when to say yes and when to say no. And when to, really earn, stand on their feet and feel happy. Most important is, I think, what you find must be missing in their life is the true happiness. Real pain point is, I'm doing everything, but I'm still not happy. So
exactly. End of the day, they feel that only. They feel like, oh, I've been busy throughout the day, Nitya. I didn't even sit for a minute. But end of the day, if you see, I feel I have not accomplished everything, anything. So then I told them, you are busy or you are productive. They feel like being busy is being productive, but it is not so. They are two different things. So they feel that, okay, so people should not say that, oh, as a mother, I'm not doing things, I'm not sacrificing things, I'm just sitting simply, I'm taking rest, I'm taking a break. They feel taking break and taking rest is a sign of weakness. But it is actually very essential for being productive. So what they do is, the big mistake they do is, they feel I should not take rest. So let me keep myself busy, and they start folding clothes or something they do without thinking whether it is going to really impact their life in a big way or not, whether it's a priority or not, whether it is really required or not. So they are not thinking that way. They just want to while away the time saying that, oh, I was busy, I was busy, I was busy. But end of the day, they are not happy. That's why my mission is to make mothers happy. They have to lead a happy life. We deserve that. Why don't we lead a peaceful life when there are so much of options available and this environment is so conducive? Why don't we use that? Earlier, maybe as you said in your grandmother, great grandmother generation, there were not enough opportunities for them. But even then, they were also very strong, very brave. So it was a mix of both. Even now, it's a mix of both. Some women are very clear about their priorities, but some women are still not clear about their priorities. So that's where I'm trying to tap those mothers and remind them that you are a part of your family and you deserve to be happy. And if you are happy, you're going to spread that energy to the whole family because a mother's energy is contagious.
what is a message that you really feel that mothers can take home, and what is it how they can really appreciate their life, or what should they do to really appreciate their life?
See the to do list of a mother, it will have 100 things for others. For her, hardly you can find one or two. So that's not really good, no? You should have your priorities first. You should understand that only when you take care of yourself, you're going to take care of your family in a better way. And your children are also watching you. You are teaching them that if you start sacrificing yourself, what will happen slowly, slowly, if you see in a family, if one person is falling sick, no, the mother will take care of. But if she falls sick, the whole family is upset. I've seen many, many mothers, Uma. It's so sad. They did not take care of their health at all. Okay. They sacrificed everything for the family. But after a few years, they start falling sick in such a way that they can't even get up from their bed. They become bedridden, or they are on wheelchairs, or they get affected by some deadly disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Where is your self care? It is nowhere in your priority list. So I would always say that you deserve, as a mother, you deserve the undivided attention you're trying to give your child.